Hi, I'm Thor from TC Electronic, and this is the amazing new Vortex Flanger pedal. The Vortex Flanger is a simple to use pedal with a ton of different tonal options, so in this video I'm going to guide you through some of the different sounds you can get with the pedal. Check it out. The speed knob that lets you decide how fast the flanging is. The depth knob that controls how deep and how high the flanging goes. The feedback that controls the intensity of the flanging. And last but not least, the delay time. And the delay time is really the key to getting different types of flanging sounds, from jet-like sounds to steel drum and anything in between. The toggle switch down here lets you select between 3 different flanging modes: a regular flanger, a tape flanger for those classic 60s and 70s type sounds, and something called TonePrint. And I'll get to that a little later in the video. Let's go over the knobs one by one to hear how they alter the sound of the flanging, and then afterwards I'll play some different examples that you can hear the different cool sounds you can get from this pedal. The speed knob lets you control how fast the flanging goes, from extremely slow, almost not moving at all, to very fast speeds. Let's check it out at the slow position. Here's the speed at the noon position. In this example, the flanger speed is quite fast, and I backed off the depth just a little bit to make sure it doesn't go out of tune. And just to give you an idea how fast the flanging actually goes on this pedal, let's try it with the speed cranked. Perfect for those spaceman kind of sounds. The depth knob lets you control how wide the sweep of the flanging is. Let's check it out at the low position. Here's the depth knob at the noon position. Here's a flanger with the depth cranked, and I also backed the speed down a little bit, again to prevent it from going out of tune. You'll notice that with the high depth and the slow speed, you get into almost these kind of bathroom type sounds that are really cool and classic flanger like. The feedback knob lets you control the intensity of the effect overall, and the feedback knob on the Vortex Flanger is a little different from some other pedals, and that's because it allows you to use both negative and positive feedback. So the way this works is that at the 12 o'clock position you have no feedback at all, and this gives you a classic type of 60s flanger sound. So as you either decrease the amount of feedback or increase it, you'll get increasing amounts of either negative or positive feedback. So let's try adding some negative feedback. Here's an example with the negative feedback cranked, and you'll notice that it almost takes over my entire guitar signal, but in a good way. Let's try to add some positive feedback instead. You know, everybody loves positive feedback. And you'll notice that the sound is radically different, and that's why we chose to add both the positive and negative feedback to the Vortex Flanger. In this example, the positive feedback is totally cranked. Last but not least, we have the delay time knob. This knob is sometimes called manual on other flangers. And the delay time knob lets you do two things. First of all, it lets you decide how high the sweep of the flanger goes. And secondly, it's also a way to fine-tune the flanger to get the most dramatic effect. Let's first see how it affects the sweep of the flanger. In these examples, I'm only going to play some overtones on the guitar. Try to listen to how the position of the delay time knob affects the sweep of the flanger. The lower positions will give you a higher sweep. As you could hear in the example before, the delay time knob lets you affect how high the sweep goes. But the other thing that the delay time knob is great for is fine-tuning the effect. So you can kind of sweep the pedal to hit that perfect spot where you find the flanger sounds just right. So let's try to do that. As you can hear in the background, the flanger is already up and running, ready to do some crazy stuff. In this example, I'm going to use a classic type of slow flanger and do a little bit of lead playing to really make my solo stand out. A totally different way of using a flanger is to get chorus-like sounds from it. In fact, some of the most famous chorus sounds in the world are not done with a chorus but with a flanger. So let's try something like that out. You can also use a flanger to get swirly, Leslie-like sounds, so let's try that out. The examples you heard so far is with the regular flanger. Let's try the tape flanger. The tape flanger emulates the sound that you know from those classic 60s and 70s albums. And without getting into too much detail, one of the things that's characterized with the tape flanger is the ability for the signal to totally cancel out. You'll know that from classic Hendrix and the Zeppelin tracks. So let's hear how that sounds. The exact point where the two signals cancel each other out is called the 0 point, and that's unique for tape flanging. Regular flangers can't do that. There are actually two types of tape flanging. There's the type where the signals cancel each other out, and there's another one where they kind of add up to get this kind of weird, warm, fuzzy sound that's really pleasant. In tape flanger mode, the delay time knob works a little differently than in the regular flanger mode. It basically determines whether the signal cancels out or not. So on this side of the pot range, it cancels out, and once you cross the 12 o'clock position, it doesn't cancel out. So the middle position on the toggle switch says TonePrint. Now what is a TonePrint? Well, the great thing about pedals like these are that they're so simple to use. You just dial a few knobs and you instantly get a great sound. But behind the scenes, inside the pedal, there are tons of options, tons of parameters to tweak that you don't really have access to. They are predetermined by us guys at TC or whatever company you buy your pedals from. These parameters determine a lot about how the pedal sounds. And what we've done is that we've asked some of the greatest guitar players in the world to basically tweak the pedals for us. So we give them access to every single parameter, how the knobs are laid out, every single thing about the pedals. And those tweakings are called TonePrints, and they're actually available for download. So you can put any TonePrint from any of the artists that we have on our roster into the pedal on the TonePrint position, and it's basically like getting a whole new tuning, a whole new pedal. Apart from all the great artist TonePrints, TC have also done some alternative tunings on the pedals that you can download from the website. And of course the pedal ships with one of those tunings, so let's check that out. In this particular tuning, we've done an absolutely crazy 70s type flanger. I won't play anything, I'll just let the pedal and the sound speak for itself. So that's the Vortex Flanger. Apart from all the great sounds, from subtle to absolutely insane, the pedal features 2 bypass and a stereo in-out, and it runs off a 9-volt battery or a 9-volt DC supply. Getting to the battery is really easy. Just unscrew this one knob and you have instant access to the battery compartment down here, as well as the dip switches up here, and they control whether the pedal is 2 bypass or an optional buffered bypass, as well as a kill drive function that's great for amps with parallel effect loops. So that's the Vortex Flanger. Make sure to check this pedal out at your local dealer, as well as go to the TC website and check out more about this pedal and all the great tone prints that are available for it.